I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? Okay, so I am so happy to have one of our return guests on the show today, and he's got an update. The coronavirus thing has been really meddling with a lot of different people in a lot of different ways, and I want to welcome one of the members of Ivy Blue Spaces right here with us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back after, 2 years?
Yes, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but I mean, the pandemic. Tell me about how you guys have been handling this whole thing.
Well, in New Zealand, it's been okay. The Stanley Ave band and I have just kept recording both remotely in our own home setups and together when we can, obviously, in what used to be alert level 2 and 1, and is now the orange and green traffic lights here. So we've kept recording. We got dropped by Sword Media just before Christmas because of things that were completely beyond our control. So we are enjoying our newfound free agency and being able to do what we like, which we've been with these guys since we were 17, so we've never known otherwise.
Wow.
But everyone's good. We are just keeping sane. We've had our own life experiences. And now we're just getting on with getting on.
So you're no longer signed.
No, we found out just before Christmas, and we're still trying to get a few things cleared up. But as of December, mid to late December, we are free agents.
And so, I mean, I'm calling all Ivy Blue Spaces fans. If you are looking at this today, I commend you. Go and see what you can do to help out because this is your band. These are your people. And let me tell you something, they're nothing without you. And this is going to really prove right now how much of a big part you're going to play in this band's advancement. So yeah, definitely get with them. So, I've never had a record label behind me. So I don't know what it's like to, for people to say I had a record label behind me, I had support. So, I've always done this on my own. What are you guys going to be doing now that's going to be totally different from what you did before?
Well, I'll touch base on what it was like to give perspective. We've been with the same people since I was 17. They did all the development years when we were putting out all the indie albums we've promoted here. They did our first full length, Wasting Daylight, which came out in October, right before everything hit the fan. We had another 2 albums due with them, but it basically meant we could create without the stress of the finances and making sure we were all sound. But now that we are free agents and can do pretty much what we like, we're going to be putting out a couple of albums this year we've written during the pandemic. One is called Voyages, which is coming out later this month. And it's 8 songs that we wrote without any expectations and just for the hell of it. Sort of escape the world for a while.
Right.
And the second album coming out in May is called Midnight Memories. And that's delving more into what we've all been through the last couple of years. It addresses the pandemic more directly. And how it's impacted us and how somehow we've made it in one piece.
Right.
Now that we are starting to see the world reopen and we're starting to come to a stage where COVID's around, but it's not going to stop us from living anymore.
Right. Yeah. Wow. You know, being a musician and now being an indie artist, you know, an indie band, it's totally, totally so it I have to say sometimes I feel like I can do whatever because it's just me. You know, it's my music. I put it out. I do this, I do that. But the fans, how are you guys going to be kind of intermingling? Will that change your relationship with the fans from now than before?
Well, I actually hope that now that we're free agent, we can actually get closer to you. And I've always tried to interact with people the best I can. It's always been that middle person on our behalf.
Mm-hmm.
But with the middle person gone, I'm looking forward to talking to people more directly because it's at that point in our lives where we really want to interact with people now.
Right.
We
Yeah.
don't really need to hide.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. Wow. You know, the fans are so important in this whole transition. How can they, I mean, do you have a sign up for a newsletter or some way where they can give you their email address so they know what's going on? And are you going to have any online events too?
Well, we do have a website.
Mm-hmm.
It's called ivybluespaces.com.
Okay.
That's where you can follow Ivy Blue and get the more up to date information.
Mm.
We had been experimenting with the idea of an online show last year where you wouldn't see us playing, but you would see a bunch of animations. So we might revisit that.
Yeah.
There is some exciting news for your friends in the US, though.
Okay.
Now, guys, we are going to need your help with this, and I'll get to that in a sec. But New Zealand's borders are due to be reopening very shortly in 5 stages. And because of that, I always promised you guys would be the first to know. I'm coming to the US in June and July this year for a few solo shows.
Okay.
We're not bringing the band because we're only just reopening, and I was scheduled to do these solo shows right the way back when we last connected in 2020 on Yaya Diamond's program.
Yeah.
But we are going to play, I'm going to be playing Camp Sequoia in Pennsburg, Pennsylvania on Sunday, July the 10th.
Awesome.
So that's set, but now we need your help to try and fund a few dates to go around it. So simultaneous with this, as soon as I'm getting off here, I'm going to be setting up a crowd fund to try and get to as many of you as we can in the space of a month. It is the Broken Blue Sky show that'll be coming, where I'll be performing solo on piano, guitar, harmonica, and vocals,
Mm.
and talking about my life growing up with autism, ADHD, and what I've learned along the way. So this
Wow.
is a new thing. We've never had to ask for assistance like this, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to finally getting over there, just like we've always talked about.
Right. Well, this is going to be amazing. I mean, you know, there's always something new that pops up somewhere that we're just not expecting. You know, if you could if you could say that 5 years from now this was the best thing that ever happened to you, why would you say that starting today?
Why would I think this was the best thing? I think it would be the best thing because we don't have the middle person. We can go straight to the fans, you guys. We can interact more, we can develop more of a relationship. Musically, we can continue to explore and build on what we're doing. And ultimately, what I hope will happen is that even without the label, we'll still have you guys and we'll come back even stronger.
Definitely. Definitely. I think that fans are true fans regardless of a label or not. They love the music, they love the band, and they love you. So I
And we
want to
love
thank
them.
you. That's it. I want to thank you so much. So it's ivybluespaces.com, am I correct?
ipbluespaces.com, and we'll have a crowdfunding link for the solo shows up as soon as possible.
Awesome.
And we've got a rough timeline of where we want to be and when, so that'll be up on there. The sort of first of the two new albums, Voyages, comes out at the end of February. The details are imminent. And then the second album, Midnight Memories, will be out in the end of May, early June, just in time for these solo shows.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming back and telling us all of this information. This is really important. We really needed to know this because, again, when you switch over from one different, one thing to another, and it's so different. It's life changing for you guys, and it is also life changing for the people who love you. And we want you guys to get involved. So please go ahead and go over to ivybluespaces.com and sign up, do whatever you need to do, and get involved. And let's help these guys out so that when he comes down or over or up to the United States this summer, he will have the show of a lifetime. I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it so much.
No worries. Hopefully, we'll see you in Florida. And I hope you guys enjoyed the new music. We're excited about where we're going. It's all very cinematic. It's all a break from what we were writing about. And we've literally just escaped ourselves. And hopefully, this new music will give you that escape too.
Definitely, definitely. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.
I dare to be different. I dare.